Oh shit! We're going. We're rolling. I think.
Looks like
We're
it.
rolling. Fuck. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Lost in the Dark podcast. And yeah, this is the first time you and I have done one since the Halloween special, where it was just like, well, where it's pretty much just us here.
Yeah.
We did have a couple guests on the Halloween special, but you know, they weren't in studio all at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that was throughout the week too. So.
Yeah, it was done. Yeah. And you know, real quick, one thing though, I started talking to you about this the other night.
Mm-hmm.
I just been really bummed that Halloween's over. Like I got really into it this year, like kind of by accident in a way. Like I always try to, but it doesn't always work. But this year with the podcast and having everybody on talking about all this stuff, I spent, you know, leading up to the episode with Steve from Bravura, I was watching like a horror movie a day every single day. Like I was really fucking into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Halloween night was pretty fucking like Devil's Night. We did the ghost hunt. And then Halloween night, we did a podcast about the ghost hunt. And I like, you know, went down the block and hung out with my buddy and stuff. And it was a good time. It was a good night. And then it's over. That's the worst part about holidays is they end.
Yeah. I get that way a lot around like Christmas.
Oh, I hate the day after Christmas. It's the worst day of the year.
Yeah. No, I feel that though. Like I've kind of been like I think specifically the episode we did with Steve and with casket robbery and stuff. Like, I don't know. It was like it was like 3 or 4 different like mini Halloweens kind of piled into one. And then
we actually celebrated a week early because we knew we wouldn't be able to see each other on Halloween.
Yeah.
So we had like a bunch of mini celebrations we kind of turned it up, didn't we? Holy shit, I didn't even think about it like that till now.
Yeah.
Man, we just partied for like the whole month.
After that, or as far as like that episode and kind of the ones that followed, like I actually started watching, and I really want to get back into it because I'm pretty like involved, but I started kind of because like for some reason like Conjuring kept coming up, and like we talked about it in like the last couple episodes or whatever, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna actually watch that or whatever. But then I started thinking about the fact that I don't feel like I had ever, or I guess like at the time I didn't feel like I had seen all of them.
I think there's like one I haven't seen.
Yeah, there's like at least 3 or 4 that I haven't. And like I was kind of looking up like the order of it and stuff. And, like,
the chronological order that you can watch it in. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, let me just like, because I've already seen The Conjuring, and I feel like if I watch it in order of the actual story, it'll be like that much better to me or whatever. So I watched The Nun.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the first one.
Man, that was wild. Like,
it was a pretty good movie.
I wasn't really I definitely feel like it could have ended like an hour earlier than it did. Like, because a lot of the like I don't know, it felt like they were just trying to like tie up a lot of loose ends and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't really, I don't know, like as far as like the actual, you know, like the first part of the movie up until like towards the end where you where they start like piecing together all the stuff, and then there's that weird twist that happens where she's like, oh, just dreams, like, or just visions or whatever. It's like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, and then it kind of gets, I don't know, it's just so like it has like 3 or 4 different endings, but I did enjoy that. And then I started watching Annabelle Creation, the one that was before that, or the one that was after that. And that one, like, I think I'm like just past the beginning of it where like she gets hit, and like, you know, that whole basically like the whole story kind of starts, or
right.
Like I don't really remember the whole. I don't think I ever actually got much past like the first hour of it so far, but I did actually enjoy it because it was like it was I could definitely tell that it was within the same like like film universe, like the same lore, I guess, but like it was just I don't know, I'm always a fan of when that happens, when it's like oh it's a standalone story, but it's also, and it was kind of the same thing with a nun. Like once that ended and like how they kind of roped it all back to like that being like part of their presentation and stuff. And well, spoilers, I guess. I mean, it's like a 3 or 4 year old movie or whatever, but still, like, yeah, I don't know, just like, yeah. So then I started watching that, and I eventually, because there's those, and then I had seen The Conjuring. Obviously, I saw the second Conjuring, and then I saw the first Annabelle movie, which I don't really remember too much of.
Then they're making Conjuring 3 right now.
Yeah. So I was like, man, that's like one film. I don't know if you call it like technically like a universe or like,
yeah, it's the Conjuring universe.
Yeah,
that's what they call it.
There's like, and I was kind of surprised. I was like, damn, I didn't realize that there were like, especially in the later half, like once you get past the second Conjuring, it's like there's actually more to the story. Like there's more. Mm-hmm. They might have been released in different orders, but it's all like, I don't know, just to watch it in that kind of succession is cool.
Yeah, that's one I too have not. I actually haven't rewatched The Conjuring yet, and I've been wanting to for the past couple of weeks. I also want to check out more stuff on Shudder.
Yeah.
But and yeah, so like, yeah, I do, we kind of have these little things all month long. I do a ghost hunt on Devil's Night, and then it's Halloween. So it's like really like a lot going on.
Yeah.
And now it just kind of feels like it's all over. So I am going to try to continue a little bit of it because we've talked about it on the podcast before. You and I actually have done it. But one thing I got into over the summer with quarantine and everything I discovered, all these fucking Randonautica videos.
Mm-hmm.
A couple in particular that I continue to follow their channels, Jaskino and CJ Fajan.
Yeah.
And they're still out there doing it. CJ doesn't do as much to that anymore, more just like exploring haunted places.
Mm-hmm.
But Jazz still does the Randonaut constantly.
Yeah.
And
he's kind of like the one that I've seen that's like, not only is it consistent, but it's also like he's the one that's kind of like having the most results with everything. Like some of the stuff that
it seems that way.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not really sure what that is, but I mean, it's, yeah, those are kind of the two I've been paying attention to as well, as far as that goes.
Yeah. And basically, like, when I discovered them in these videos over the summer, I started doing it, and I went out a few different, maybe like 5 times or so, maybe more to do it. And the only time that anything remotely, slightly, even a tiny bit interesting was the time you and I went out together. And that was it, but even that was, we could easily write that off as coincidence.
Yeah.
So nothing concrete, nothing like I've seen in any of these videos. Then over in October, the app was down for like 2 weeks or something, and was kind of re-released with a massive update. Looks completely different and everything. And I don't know, I got a little disenchanted with it, but now I kind of want to bust it out again. So I think I'm going to do some of that this weekend. It's supposed to be nice out. That, and I have begun searching for Ghost Town to go investigate, but the thing I haven't found what I'm looking for yet. We've got plenty of cool ass ghost towns here in Michigan, but I'm looking for one that actually has some haunted history, possibly. Like, it's not just a bunch of abandoned buildings. You know what I'm saying? Like, abandoned doesn't mean haunted. I'm looking for haunted. So,
yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. It was a bummer.
Been on a little bit of a lull.
A little bit since Halloween, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, what's going on here? What do I do now?
Yeah. Well,
what pay attention to the election?
Yeah. Like to me, it always kind of like, I don't know, like I always like the aesthetic of Halloween and just of
Yeah.
fall and just like
Mm-hmm.
it's weird because like I almost feel like after like about November, like November, like early November to like I don't know, like middle part of the month, like it starts to shift from like fall to winter as far as like Michigan goes. I don't know about anybody else about anywhere else really, but like to me, I feel like Halloween kind of signifies like the last bit of like fall, because after that
Mm-hmm.
it's just it's at least like I said at least in
Well,
Michigan, like it's just cold, like it's
yeah, I get what you're saying.
yeah.
I mean, technically,
It's not the last day of
I think,
fall as far as like
yeah, I was gonna say, I
traditional stuff,
think
but it's
isn't it officially end on the winter solstice,
I think so. Yeah,
which is
I'm not sure when
Christmas?
that is.
It's Christmas,
Is it?
I believe. Yeah, I believe it's December 25th,
Oh,
which
I
is
thought it was. I thought
partly
it was
why Christmas
earlier
is
than that.
on. Because all the religion holidays are all based on the stars, basically.
Hmm.
Um, in a weird way, and also stolen parts from other religions. But anyway, we won't get into that. Christmas tree was pagan, people. That's all I'm saying.
Hey.
Hey, sorry if I'm getting controversial tonight.
Hot takes. I didn't realize that's what this episode was.
Oh man.
But
So
I well,
well,
I don't know.
no, that's actually a perfect segue into what we do want to talk about tonight. Uh, we've talked about a little bit on this podcast, but we wanted to really spend some time. Aaron and I have coined this term that we call seasonal listening. And what it basically is saying is like you were just saying, like it goes from like fall to winter and it's kind of it gets cold and shitty out. And then I mean, let's face it, from January 2nd to mid to late April, nobody wants to be here.
Yeah.
Nobody's having a good, nobody's enjoying themselves. Like nobody, like these are just, especially what the fuck is up with February, dude? It's just the darkest, coldest month. It's the worst.
Yeah.
So, and as the seasons change, we all feel different ways about the season. Some people love the winter, some people love the summer. But I think it's our I think we go through different like moods, like how do I put this, like the having a really good day in the dead of winter to me feels differently than having a really good day in the middle of summer.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels different. There's just something different. The seasons kind of cause moods to shift and come around and different phases to come in and stuff like that. Yeah. And that definitely includes what we listen to. So I really first started to notice this a few years ago when it would start to get cold out, and I would go and find all the stuff that I like to listen to in the winter. And I'd kind of did it like consciously, but subconsciously, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't really intentional, but it's what was happening.
Yeah.
And I started to notice that there are these specific, I'm not fucking talking about Christmas music outside of Trans-Siberian Orchestra. But okay, so for me, whenever we get to like late fall, early winter, right around this time, I get really into Eminem. Like every year, I don't know why. Maybe I'm sad that summer and fall is over and the dark of winter's coming, and I'm a little bitter and angry. So it kind of helps. I don't know. There's that one. That's a really, and the weird part is it can come down to albums too for me.
Sure. Yeah.
like like for me, Beast is a fall album. Fury of Our Maker's Hand is a summer album. It's not Winter Kills. There's another one. Oh no. Pray for Villains is the fall fall album because they have that Waiting for November song yeah.
Oh yeah. I can see that.
And then like Lamb of God, a lot of that's really like summertime for me. Same with like Thy Art and Parkway. But this being the first, like, because I didn't get as deep into Cattle Decap until earlier this year. I'm right now feeling Death Atlas is, even though I've been listening to it all year, I'm feeling it as a early, like a Thanksgiving Halloween album right now. And that's when it was released, in fairness, last year.
It's pretty interesting.
I think.
Yeah.
Let me see. There are those obvious summer bands, Ailstorm, Guns N' Roses, Amon Amarth.
They to me are like,
they can kind of fit anywhere for me.
True. Yeah, that is true. I've like more so just because of the times because like we've seen them a few times this year or within the last couple of years, and like every time it's big summer shows. It's like
true.
That to me is like,
summer.
Yeah.
But
I could also argue that like, because I was thinking about this earlier, I definitely fall into that of like being a bit more into like the melodic kind of side of things, like the more melodic, like, death metal side, like Amon Amarth and fucking like older Arch Enemy, I guess. Like, just those really like there's something about like just the guitar, mostly like guitar driven stuff, that to me is like and maybe that's why I kind of transition a little bit more towards like blackened kind of stuff, like black metal. Maybe not like super like raw black metal, but I like really atmospheric stuff around this time of year. I like or like, honestly, like sometimes it's like, and I got really into Spirit Box this time last year. And that has of course gone off into the rest of the year because of everything that they've been doing. But the Mara Effect, the first EP that they put out, like to me is just like, that's like dead of winter, like really like reflective kind of music to me. And that's, I don't know. So like there's two different sides. Like I like to really like, like darker, I mean, like driving late night kind of like winter roads, like black metal, like Dissection, like Dimmu Borgir, like Behemoth. Behemoth is a big like this time of year band for me. As well as like, summertime, I feel like, because they're I feel like every chance we've had to see them, it's either like really really hot out, or it's like like cold. Yeah. So
yeah.
But yeah, like I've been kind of falling into that rut a little bit. I feel like I pay attention to more like I don't know, like I feel like traditional black metal and just like that style in general is really like hit and miss for me. But there are just certain points where like sometimes just that like, like the super like almost like doom metal kind of stuff, like just like black metal with like doom elements of it, that just kind of like that real like, that just put you in this world that just like, just, I don't know, sounds like that, I guess, like really like this time of year for me. Or there's like just the opposite, where it's like, because especially like with Halloween and stuff, like more so like October, I'd say, like I got really into you know, like Slipknot's a big band for me this time of year. And there's a couple others, I think. But yeah, there's I don't know, like there, but between, and it's weird because like until we started talking about it, I never really put it into like any kind of like yeah, maybe I do actually like, maybe it is something about like the seasonal deal. Like maybe there is something to that.
And that's the other thing too, is like it's well, like I'm not thinking about it now. It's like there's a lot of stuff that I would get into like at the beginning of the school year, you know,
Yeah.
which is early fall, that I still like listening to around that time period.
Yeah. That was my next point. I was gonna say that there's a band called Misery Signals. There's a
Yeah, I know
record
them.
called Controller. And that record for me, like, because I saw that they're a weird kind of band. Like they were around for a while. They're a big deal as far you know, like the bigger metalcore kind of sound that was going around. But you know, like they just kind of like faded out. And to like, you know, they released a couple of, I think they just put out a new one either this year or last year. I haven't really been keeping up with them, but like there's some, and like that kind of really got me on the idea of like, well, maybe there is that like seasonal idea to it, like, because I for the longest time that record, like, it was like, you know, like just like in that space between like summer and fall, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just that weird time where like, and I was even thinking about this the other day. I was like, there's just something different about the world. Like there's a different feeling about, and I don't know if it's like, if it's just kind of everything, if it's like just feel it, I don't know, like I just had like this like it, you know, and I mean, I don't know, like weather's been changing, like there's just been all this different stuff that's been happening around me, like I just kind of started feeling like there's something different today, like there's a different energy in the world today, like there's a different, I just feel kind of different, and like it's usually around those times where I start listening to different stuff, like where I start actually like trying to like, you almost like put your feeling in like what you're, you know, like what you're experiencing, and try to find that sound. I don't know if you do the same, but to me that's kind of how I found like Spirit Box, and that's how I
Yeah.
found like, you know, the Contortionists and all these bands, like these really like super ambient but also like really heavy bands, and like that tends to be the kind of style that I fall into.
Oh yeah.
So
No, that was a good way to put that. Yeah, you kind of like look for what you're feeling.
yeah,
And
like
it's like the weird transitional periods where like like in this, yeah, a lot of times I'll hit like a weird transitional period where it's like I can't find anything to attach to.
right.
Like
Oh
and then you like and then you just you turn on something you haven't heard in a few months or something, and it just
yeah,
that's what I want. That's the sound I was looking for.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes like it won't even really be that. Sometimes I'll just be like, just like I want, like the only thing that I'll have in mind is like, well, I want to hear something heavy.
Uh-huh.
And usually that is enough for me to like find something. Sometimes it's stuff I haven't heard in months, and other
Mhm.
times it's like something I heard yesterday. So
Right.
like, but yeah, like this, I feel like more so since we started talking about it, like, you know, I get a lot of you know, very much the same, like Slayer. I feel like summer is very like thrash metal to me.
Hmm.
Like there's just that energy to it. Like, and I guess a lot of times like that's why I associate like Lamb of God with it, and kind of like
Hmm.
what you were saying. Um, you know, like Testament, like Kill Switch, that kind of like big, like that bigger like arena style to me. But then like, I don't know, like it's weird to kind of, because I don't, I guess like it's a conscious thing, but it isn't. Like it's really weird to kind of like try to break down as far as like like why do I want to hear certain bands or certain like songs during this part of the year? Like, is it just like, is it something that like that just happens? Is it like oh, like all of a sudden, like, you know, I'm just seeing these things and it just makes me feel like listening to something just dark, like because
Right.
I mean, like to me it's always been like, you know, because I mean, it's anybody that lives in Michigan knows how long our winters drag out for sometimes. And like, you know, just like there's I feel like there's a certain style, there's a certain sound that comes with that, and it's trying to find that and trying to like, you know, pin it with something and be like, you know, just to add a little bit more to what's going on, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but
Yeah. And there are like certain bands or albums that like we've already said, oh, I like this and this and this during this time. But like every year it's different.
true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I haven't really figured it out what it is for me this year yet,
Yeah.
honestly. Like I'm
Yeah.
still kind of in this weird trying to find something to cling to right now.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't know.
I think like really um it's kind of more when Ritual came out, talking about Black Dahlia Murder. Um
Mhm.
because that and I put that on the other day and I was like cuz I mean, obviously like the you know, the first track, A Shrine to Madness, is all about, you know, Devil's Night, Halloween, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And to me, like I always felt like Ritual was like the perfect fall record. Like it was just, it had, because it came out around that time as well. And and a lot of the songs have this kind of feeling to them that's like, it's almost like uh you know, kind of like depressive feel to it, but not in the sense where it's like sad, but in the sense that like there's a lot of, you know, that just like that record to me is very experimental for them,
Mhm.
as far as what they're doing. And there's a lot of different, like there's a lot of like faster black metal stuff on it. There's also like the, you know, the thrashier, you know, ending kind of songs to it, and then there's, you know, there's just a bunch of stuff throughout. But it's like if I had to put it with something, it's like Rituals, like what I feel like fall is to what Nocturnal would be like black metal, which
Mhm.
is also kind of, so like I kind of tend to gravitate more towards those two albums, maybe more a little bit. Um yeah, I don't know. Just some more more stuff a minute too. And like I think there's something to that as well, because I think like I'm the type of person that I can't, like I need like certain breaks from things,
Yeah.
and specifically with that, I find that Slipknot a lot of times, like Slipknot and Tech Nine, but Slipknot specifically, since we're talking about metal, um you know, I find that like I get super into, and then like there's just times where it's like, you know, where it's like I'm kind of over this, like I don't really want to hear it, like I've heard these songs a million times, like
Mhm.
kind of a thing. So like I don't know, like I don't really know where I'm trying to get with this, but the point is that like I think that there's a lot of validity to, you know, seasonal listening, into the fact that like everything that you hear, or like that you're interested in, can be put in some way to like a feeling, or like to, I don't know, just I guess it's always been interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like a specific sound you can like search out, instead of like, oh, like check out this band, or like
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Based on what the world's doing to you.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, like there definitely is like a whole shift. For me, it's the first day I walk outside and you can smell it.
right
in the air.
Yeah,
I
had that.
Literally smell. Each season has a very distinct smell.
Yeah,
and it just blows in one night.
mm.
And as soon as you walk out and smell that, you're like, oh, this one's over.
I had that the other day. That's what I was saying.
Yep.
Like,
It might linger for a couple days or a couple weeks, but it's over.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, yeah, I like there's oh there's just something about like, you know, during winter, like especially if you live around here, like you'll know, because like I mean there's and even like even times where I've left Lansing to come back to my place, whatever, which is about 30 minutes away. Like just there's like a shift. There's like a like because it's mostly backward, like you know, pretty like back roads, kind of like, you know, if I choose to kind of go through like the town or like the city, like the kind of more populated areas and stuff, yeah. But like for the most part, it's a lot of like backwoods kind of stuff, and there's a lot of empty. There's a lot of just like, you know,
open space.
Yeah, and but it's just like, you know, like there's just a certain, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. Like I like that feeling of like, you know, it's later and like there's snow on the ground, but it's just kind of quiet. Like it's just kind of like
there's a muffled
everything's
when there's a lot of snow. Everything's, I always feel way more comfortable having my music louder because I'm like, nobody can hear this shit.
But it's also like, you know, it's that feeling of like when you get out of your car from you know, going wherever you're going, you just kind of like stand there and it's just like you can hear the wind and everything else going on around you and stuff, but it's still quiet where you're at. So it's very like, I don't know, there's a different kind of feel to it. There's different
an eeriness.
Like, yeah.
There's an eeriness when you're standing out in the middle of a street on a frozen Michigan night. All the trees look like, you know, skeleton earth arms reaching up from the ground, and the moon's bright, but it's got that like weird red hue cloudiness to it. And like it's just so fucking quiet. There's no animal noises, maybe a little bit of wind. And it's just, you can hear every single snowflake break beneath your boot. Like it's
like how do I describe that? How do I put that to a sound? And
yeah, that's basically, well, there are definitely some out there. But yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it's almost a part of a big conversation, like because because like, you know, I definitely feel like your mindset kind of changes. At least mine does. Like I mean, admittedly, I have a bit of a hard time with this part of the year. More so like January, February part of the year. For a variety of reasons, which I won't go into. But yeah, I don't know. Just trying to find something to kind of hold my interest, to kind of like, and that's really like, I tend to credit a lot to, you know, mostly to music for this part of the year. And so like, you know, I feel like I'm more susceptible to like finding newer things, I guess, and trying to keep that sound fresh instead of listening to the same thing. Maybe I just haven't really reached that point of the year yet. Maybe I just haven't really reached that point in myself where I'm like, you know, actively trying to seek out that. But I know that eventually it'll happen, and I know that like there's gonna be a point where I just like, there's just a day where like I'm, you know, I can almost guarantee it. Like, and I know what it feels like. I can't tell you why I just fall into it. I can't tell you why it happens. It just does. Like, you know, like all of a sudden you're just like, I like where's this new sound? Like where's this, like I'm looking for something that tries to act, and like I feel like I do that a lot with like driving around and stuff, which I haven't done in a while. Like I find that like, I'm sure you probably do the same as far as like, when you're just like when you're out driving, just kind of aimlessly or whatever, like, and then you just like you're almost like sound searching, man. Like you're almost like just like looking for that one thing that's gonna be like, yeah, like that's that's what I was kind of and sometimes you find it easier, other times like it kind of takes a while, but as soon as you find that style and as soon as you find that sound, you're like, all right, like, there's something to this, like So I don't know, like it really wasn't until we started talking about it, I guess, more in depth, and I was like, damn, like there is something more to that as far as just being more into stuff during certain parts of the year, and like kind of like phasing in and out of things, like change like
I think there is,
I guess. Like
change with the seasons. Like they just all have like I said, they all have a distinct smell and a distinct sound. We just have that kind of changes every year, and we have to figure out what this year is going to be, and it's going to be different for everybody. And that's the best part. So what have you latched onto anything lately? Because like I said, I'm still like looking, getting closer. That's probably my biggest problem right now, actually, is that I don't drive around and listen to music as much as I should.
I don't either, near as much as I used to.
Oh God,
I think I don't know. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
All right.
Let me think about this for a minute. But I do have a couple things.
All right. Well. Well, here, let me I can give you guys a quick little behind the scenes here, because Preston is working on some new logo shit for Dark Reflections. Let me see. He sent me. This is the first time I'm seeing this too. Looks pretty sick. I'll have to show Aaron when he comes back, but I'll show all you people. Check that shit out. I don't. Shit, is it focusing? I don't think it's focusing. There it is. There you go. Yeah. Got some new fucking logos coming. God, he's so fucking good at this. It's crazy. I have no idea how to do any of this stuff. Jesus Christ. It's a good thing we got people who do know how. Thank fuck. I don't know what I'd do.
What?
Are you there? Oh, look at what Preston sent me. I just showed the people. He's doing up some logos.
Oh yeah. Oh, those are sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. The Dark Reflections.
Yeah.
Super dope. I figured I'd give the people a little behind the scenesy sneaksy poos.
Yeah. Stuff I ain't seen yet.
A snooch to that. I just saw it for the first time. He sent it while we were sitting here recording.
Kind of get back to what you were saying. This year has been
dog shit.
Yeah. That goes without saying, but yeah, like I'm getting back into older Whitechapel. Like I said, Slipknot this time of year for me, whatever reason, I get really into. I like I like Dark Funeral for some reason. Like just gets like just that like really aggressive, like super fast black metal sound. They're good. I also like Dissection a lot. Like they're a big band that comes up usually around this time. Um, Specifically the Somber Lane and Storm of the Lightsbane are the two records that for me stand out the most. As far as like Rain Chaos goes, like it's I really like it a lot. I feel like it sticks with them, but like Storm of the Lightsbane and Somber Lane are the two records that for me like they're very much like I and almost like I guess you know like kind of a good like segue with that is like At the Gates. I feel like I listen to a lot of that kind of style, like that, like you know, like melodic death metal kind of style. And they're a big band specifically.
I was gonna say one of them. Go ahead. I'll save that.
Well, specifically, honestly, like their last couple of records, "To Drink from the Night Itself" and "At War with Reality" have a real like cold kind of sound to them, which is cool. I mean, and of course, "Slaughter of the Soul." But I kind of feel like that record to me has this I'm more apt to listen to that like during like the summer months than I am like the winter. Like to me like that and I don't really know what it is like about that style of the later records. Like to me it just kind of it has that more like you know just like big like melodic chords and like just it just builds so much more than the earlier stuff. Which might be controversial. I don't know. But yeah, like I said earlier, like older Whitechapel kind of has been doing it for me a bit. I'm big into Behemoth, so this part of the year specifically, like I feel like I get really into them a lot more. Specifically like the Satanist and the Apostasy and Demigod, I guess, are the three that I go to. That tend to be a little more along the kind of like colder black metal side of things. But specifically like the Satanist I get really into. Just because it has that like there's just man like nothing against I Love You at Your Darkest because I feel like that definitely has a lot of strong points in it, and we've seen them on both tours, both of those. But I feel like to me, like that record is just it has so many moments of just like that, like just that real like you know hopeless kind of black metal like just ugly to it. I guess like I'm sure I'm probably selling this amazingly right now but like that's you know like there's I don't know like it's that sound, it's that style that I just kind of look for, and like currently those are that's kind of the sound like Slipknot. I feel like I go back to Iowa quite a bit this time of year, just for that dark. I don't know, it's a lot of like dark sounds, it's a lot of I'm sure I'm forgetting about, but
one thing that I think I just realized, I was like, instead of just mindlessly kind of trying to pick songs, what I should do is use a starting point is go back and listen to the album, the things I have written down for the album of the year list that came out at the beginning of the year that I haven't heard in 4 months at this point. I wonder, and thinking about it now, I obviously need to hear it, but thinking about it and I'm getting this feeling that Verminous is going to fit really well right now.
That, to be honest, I was just thinking about that album. It's one that like I specifically remember both of us, but myself like just being really into for a minute.
Yeah.
And I haven't really gone back to it since.
Yeah. Same. Like we loved it, but
Yeah.
like, but fuck, so many other things that come out. We're coming out. We like, you know, like we were listening to all this new music from all these bands we're talking to and everything. Like we had a full plate. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of music, new music coming out. Like I can't believe I would not say that I have heard the new Lamb of God album top to bottom 100 times yet, and that surprises me.
Oh, I'm pretty close to that. That's one that for me has been on constant rotation, whether I listen to it all the way through or not. Like that's one
right.
that I know, like
yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely get what you're saying. Like that is for, and I was hoping you were gonna bring that up because that is the one record that for me, like I'm not really sure where it fits for me. I'm not really sure. Like,
but it came out in like the spring.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We've never had it in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna listen to that like tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
What quick sidestep. What about do you have any besides Halloween? Do you have any like seasonal movies that you like to watch every year?
As far as like, I mean, God, I guess not. Aside from like Christmas, but that's kind of a different thing. Is that
we got you got the Halloween movies, we spent a month talking about those.
Yeah.
So just Christmas though? What Christmas movies do you like?
Yeah, kind of can't remember.
Like, are you a Christmas Story family?
I try to watch that at least once because it's on TV and it's like it's classic. Like I feel like it's almost a rite of passage. Like you just kind of have to watch that at least once. Regardless of how good or bad it is, like it's just one of those.
Are you a Nightmare Before Christmas guy?
I feel like I watch that at least once a year.
I am too. Yep.
Usually
I grew up with it. Like before it was a fucking trend or before it was a hot topic thing. I just that's a movie I grew up with. That's a movie from my childhood. So
it's honestly it's good for Christmas and it's also good for
Halloween. Yeah, it's beautiful and it's so beautifully done. Like to this day, that shit holds up so well.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Any of Tim Burton's movies. I feel like
up the brakes.
I don't know.
Get me wrong. I'm a big Burton fan, but
yeah. I'm more just a fan of his style and his work.
Yes. Because when you really look at it, there's not that many originals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are some, and the ones that are amazing.
Yeah. As far as like Christmas go, man, like the one movie that nobody ever talks about that like is like as far as my house, as far as like my family, like tradition, man, like it's fucking.
And you don't fuck with tradition.
Yeah, you don't fuck with tradition. Is that Jingle All the Way movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad?
Oh fuck,
dude!
I haven't seen that movie in years.
That shit, like, I last year I watched it multiple times because like it just like it's just like it's the story of like a dad that's trying like last minute to like get this thing for his kid or whatever, and they're just like having so much trouble with it and stuff throughout everything, and then like by the end of the movie, you're like spoilers, I don't know, it's like a 20
you can fucking spoil Jingle All the Way, bro.
Like like he eventually ends up being the thing that his his kid wants or whatever. Like it's this big like
heartwarming
story. But like to me, like set aside all that, it's fucking Sinbad. Like his role in that movie just it like makes it. And like I don't know, like there's something about that movie that comes up. But also it's that one. It's Christmas Vacation, the National Lampoon's movie.
Wow. See, I think I've only ever seen that one like once.
Man, yeah, that's another one. Like that kind of like I'm not I feel like I remember parts of that movie better than I remember the actual movie. Which kind of bums me out when I watch it sometimes because it's like, well, you know, the ending kind of like, you know, they kind of, you know, it's not really what I was hoping it would have been or whatever. And like, I don't know, the ending kind of falls off, but like there's so many different moments in that where it's like just memorable to me. And like ever since I was a kid, like that was one of those that was like, oh, we're gonna watch this. Like,
I'm trying to think.
Yeah. What about you? What are you?
For like honestly, yeah, I mean, I like Christmas Story and Nightmare. But that's yeah. I like those two a lot.
Don't mind me.
Oh, you're good. But as kind of like, and I did, but those I grew up with, and I guess one of these I sort of did too, but didn't start I kind of made it my own personal tradition to watch some of these movies on Christmas Day. The newest one being Krampus. I love that fucking movie. I love Krampus, dude. That's a great monster flick. So good. And it does tell a story of Christmas.
That is, that's one that I've heard a lot about, but I've never actually watched.
I
need to watch.
Well, first of all, you're gonna recognize half the people in it because they're all like super famous. Todd Packer from The Office.
Oh, okay.
What's his name? Rob Corddry? I think that's no.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
That could be wrong. And Adam Scott, the guy from Parks and Rec that Leslie marries. He's like the main character.
Yeah.
So yeah, like there's a lot of good actors in it, and
Alex talks about that one a lot.
It's so good. It's really, really good. Really well done. The monster's fucking spooky as hell.
Hasn't it had a couple different spin-offs and stuff, or a couple different sequels?
There are multiple movies called Krampus, and there's even like Krampus 2s and stuff, but I don't know if any of them are related to this one. I think this one's a standalone. Very, very good movie though. I do like to watch that every year. But a movie that I will watch over and over and over on Christmas Day almost every year is Jim Carrey's Grinch.
Oh, dude.
I fucking love that movie.
Martha May.
The Grinch. His fucking...
Like, what's amazing to me is like, and I just found this out recently that a lot of like his scenes in the movie were completely improv. Which I was like,
it's because he's a fucking genius.
He's
a fucking genius, dude.
Same thing with the Sonic movie that came out. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
It was pretty good.
But his fucking performance in that movie, his fucking answering machine. Do you remember what the answering machine says?
I don't.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna do it. He goes, "If you utter so much as one syllable on this answering machine, I will hunt you down and cut you like a fish."
Oh yeah.
That's his answering machine. It's funny every time. Every fucking time. It's fucking hilarious. Oh man, yeah, I love that movie. Honestly, though, the reason why I asked, because Christmas movie, that's you know, like Halloween and stuff. I do have one other one. I got nothing for spring, and I got nothing. Like I'll just watch everything in the summertime. It's not. I don't really have specific summer movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I kind of feel like as far as like summer movies, like the Avengers, to me. Like all of those movies, bigger, like especially like Endgame and
see, that's the thing is it's the opposite for me. Because like when I think a good summer movie, I think like Orange County with Jack Black and Colin Hanks, or fuck. How am I not remembering the name? I used to love this movie. It's like a skateboarding movie. I can't.
It's called Grind.
Oh yeah, dude! I haven't seen that movie in 15. How do I know where that just came from in my head?
How have we not talked about this movie?
I haven't seen it in 15 years,
dude.
I love that movie. I remember loving that fucking. I watched it over and over. It was shown to me by like my first like real like girlfriend, and she loved it, and so we watched it over and over. And I fucking fell in love with that movie. Great movie. That's like, it. See, that's the kind of to me is summer movie.
That's you know
what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's got that feel, you know.
Yeah. Dude, I always feel like we could turn that into a second episode because I remember that movie too. I feel like we haven't talked about it, but
never. Like, we've never ever talked about this film until just now. Like, neither of us have ever brought this up.
Do you?
I literally remember nothing about it. I just remember loving it.
So you don't remember the scene with it because fucking Brian Posehn is in it at a certain point. He's the dude at the every time I think of Brian Posehn, I think of this fucking scene. He's at the taco place that they work at, or like the main characters, whatever. He's like, yeah, I asked for a double chunk gut bomb and I got a bean burrito by mistake. He was like, but then it like he brings up like the empty wrapper. He's like, well, I couldn't help that. That's what it was. It's all small and all. Like,
I do remember that. Yeah.
Like, so he was in it, and then Tom Green was in it. He was the dude that was at the skate shop where he's trying to
steal. My god, I do remember that.
Yeah. They come in trying to figure out when like the skate demo is for fictional characters.
Crazy.
Like, so it was today plus a day. So today is yesterday. So he was here yesterday, but today is today. But he like it happened already. Like, yeah, dude. Man.
Wow.
Yeah. Seasonal watching, seasonal listening.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna think of some other ones that I like.
Well, no, the reason why I brought it up though was because there's one movie like because I don't watch any, you know, that's what when I think summer movie, these are what I think of, but it's not like I watch them every summer or anything like that.
Yeah.
But there is one other movie that needs to be watched at one specific time of year every year for me, and that day is coming up here soon. I'm gonna have to actually probably very, very. I might have missed it. Probably very soon though, if I haven't already missed it. But every day or every year, on or around opening day, I need to watch Escanaba into Moonlight. Like that movie is fall in Michigan.
Yeah.
To a T. And I fucking love that movie so much.
I feel like we need to have like a watching party.
We need to figure out a way. I know I've said it. I still need to do my research. I'm a fucking fuck. But I still need to figure out how we do that. But as soon as I figure it out, man, yeah, we gotta have some like
because I like full on like
Dark Productions.
I tried to watch it like a few months ago, and I was like, man, like, just if we could find a way to like make something out of this, because like it's such like a Midwest movie, like it's such a like there's
so quintessential.
Yeah, there's so much about it that is like very like regional as far as like the humor goes for it, but
yeah,
I don't know.
For those of you that don't know nothing, the UFOs are real up here. Jimma Magamani Manamani. I fucking love the Jimma. He's the greatest character ever. Shay Sap.
I sure took a shit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be watching that sometime in the next week or so. I can't wait. I fucking love that movie. That is one of those movies that I will watch like over and over.
Yeah.
Like if I watch it Like there have been times where I've watched it and then like watched it again right away. Like immediately. I was like, there's nothing else that I want to see besides that right now for some reason. Like,
yeah.
I love it. Love that movie. Anyway, shit. I mean, is there anywhere else you wanted to go with the seasonal listening? That was a sidestep. All right. Well,
I guess not.
Hang on. Let me see. Where would I start? What do I have to go back to besides Verminous? Oh, yeah, there's a few. Mainly, well, no, I don't think I need to go back to that one. I never really stopped listening to the new Ozzy album. But the new Heaven Shall Burn and the New Testament, I definitely need to go back to both of those.
Yeah.
Oh, and the new Cataclysm.
Yeah.
That shit is hard.
I know I know it's kind of offshoot for this, but it's also kind of like an end of the year kind of discussion. But like do you see the same kind of I guess like going into like the end of the year list, I guess we want to talk about that. Like do you are there things that ended up on it that you didn't anticipate? And is there things that like was there something that came out this year that you were like kind of disappointed about, like that just kind of didn't really meet what you were expecting? Like that you initially, and honestly I have to think about this myself, but like was there something that came out that was like kind of like didn't really hit all the notes to you, like that just kind of like that you were hoping that you would have liked a lot more?
Here's what I'll say. Yes, there were those things, but that was just like at first.
Okay.
And then most of them, at least the ones that I stuck with, have since been or have really grown on me. Some of them still are because they're newer. Sure. But like I guess one example would have been the new because I'm not, I just recently this year or late last year, this year-ish, got into Heaven Shall Burn. And I really like everything about them. And then they dropped this big double record. And there was like a lot of not a lot, but there was like some like techno-y electronic shit on it that I didn't really care for. And so I was kind of like, and it's like a 2-disc thing, so it was kind of hard to get through top to bottom, just in a drive or whatever. Sure. So I haven't given it the time it deserves yet, but I have given it more time since then. I did go back to it once, and I think I did hear both discs top to bottom, at least one of them, and I went, this is way fucking better than I thought it was. So I just need, you know what I mean? It's like, because that initial listen, I went in with these certain expectations and they weren't there. So to answer your question, yes. But then once those go away and I can just let it stand on its own, then it's okay. I hear this now. I hear what they're going for and it's good.
Yeah.
Sure. It's surprisingly one of my all-time favorite fucking bands. And I'm not saying this is any sort of I'm not saying any of this is any sort of judgment. But one of my all-time favorite bands, the Dealing with Demons record, the first time it hit my ears, I really liked it, but it's not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
So I had to let it grow on me a bit. And since then it has like quite a bit.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's the one that for me was very like I wasn't. I had no doubts that I would like it, but it just for whatever reason, like the first couple of times I heard it, very much like what you were saying,
Just
like it
something,
just
yeah.
But it took me kind of stepping back and kind of like trying to because like and I much the same as the other record that I feel like really kind of had to grow on me for whatever reason was the self-titled Lamb of God record that came out.
That didn't have to grow on me at all. I liked that right away.
Yeah. Well,
there were maybe in terms of an album top to bottom,
right.
It had to grow on me a bit, but there are some of my favorite moments of the year in music on that album, and that was there right away.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. Yeah, that was I don't know, kind of the opposite. Like I liked what I was hearing, and I liked the fact that like there was this new Lamb of God record that I was able to be excited about this year and stuff. Like that was a big part of it and stuff. But then like it really like there's just certain songs, there's just a certain style about that record that to me feels very like it feels very modern, and it also feels like super honest. And I think that like as far as like I knew that I was gonna like it, but I didn't realize how much, I guess, until I kind of went back to it and started being like, you know, actually like taking some more time to kind of seeing it as, you know, as its own thing rather than just.
Were there any albums this year that you heard that you weren't expecting to be as into as you are? For me, that New Testament album floors me.
Yeah.
And and I didn't see that coming. I love Testament, but that good?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, dude, so good. Because I think Dahlia.
I think the one for me that sticks out is Fracture from Bleed From Within.
Oh, I have that on my list. I still need to hear it.
Yeah, because I've been a fan of them for a couple of years. Like I was really into the last couple of records they put out. And I guess like I don't really know if it's like just the overall like just feeling of that album top to bottom, but like like I because I definitely really, you know, I was pretty into that band, especially like within the last couple of years with Era and God, what was the other one they put out? Era and Uprising were the two records that came before that. Era was out in 2018. But there was definitely, you know, like moments of that record that I liked, but it wasn't something I could listen to top to bottom. And like I wasn't like going into listening to Fracture for the first couple of times. I had no real intentions of being as into it as I am now. But like after hearing it and like really spending some time with it and stuff, like it's the first and like really only actual vinyl release I bought this year because I was like and it was mostly because the actual like CD release of it was sold out, but I also still got the CD release with it as well, so it was kind of like a
nice,
kind of a cool trade-off. But yeah, like I don't know, I just like it just hit me in a certain way, and I don't know if it was the fact that like it was everything that I enjoyed about that band like prior without all of like the filler kind of stuff, because there was, you know, I mean, definitely with Era, like I feel like there was some moments where I feel like maybe they could have taken a few, you know, a bit of a heavier direction with it, and like I don't know, I think with this one, like just the energy of it and just the songwriting of it to me really stands out, and so that is definitely one that I did not think that like until like even November, like that, even to like the end of the year, that I'd still be kind of into. So I feel like that's one of those that's like pretty surprising.
Oh yeah, nice.
And like to a certain extent, the Acacia Strain. I know they're definitely a band I've talked about quite a bit. And I would also like to get a Dark Reflections out about Slow Decay pretty soon. but they are a band to me that really they had their sound and their specific like style on their earlier records that they really kind of honed into. But it wasn't really until, you know, Coma Witch on that I feel like they really kind of starting to hit their stride with. And to me, like Slow Decay is an album that, like, with all the singles that they put out with it, with everything, like with all the promotion stuff that they put out, the fact that they decided to go with the route of like, let's put out EPs, and then for the full release of it, we'll put out 2 more songs that's on top of it, that kind of like, you know, that they probably could have put out, as far, because like to me, there is a song that they put out with the actual record that isn't as strong as some of the others, I feel like. But I'll kind of get into more of that a little bit later on. But the fact that like they're a band that I had always really been into. Like I had always really enjoyed like Continent and like Coma Witch and Grave Bloom and all that stuff. But like it wasn't really until they hit those later records and specifically like the, you know, the EP and the full length that they put out this year, that I really started to kind of like, you know, that they kind of just like centered in on this sound and this real, you know, just do like taking everything that they're good at and just multiplying it by like 10. And to me, like those records really stand out. And that's something that, like, the first part of the year, sure, I wasn't really certain on, because I had kind of heard, and I've been kind of following like the first, like with the DK thing that happened, like they put out like a letter for each of the songs and stuff. So about the time that where they hit like the middle part of that was when I started really paying attention, being like, this is some really different shit. Like they're trying to say a lot with what's happening, and with, you know, like, just, I don't know, like it's a very like aggressive kind of dirty sound I really like. So Slow Decay. Well, I could talk hours about it. I'm sure that episode is going to be about an hour and a half. Like, so yeah, Slow Decay is a big record that I wasn't thinking that I was going to like as much as I am.
All right. Yeah. Well, you got anything else?
As far as like the episode?
Yeah. Because I am out of topics.
Are you?
Yeah.
How long have we been going? I don't even know.
I don't know. Like more than an hour.
Yeah.
I actually don't have my backup going, which I probably should. Like.
Well, do you want to talk about the ghost hunt stuff that you did, or do you want to keep that for a separate episode?
Oh, I mean, we can talk about it.
Because I know that you told me all, you know, as far as like everything that happened or whatever, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, and the episode that, because just so everybody knows, we're recording this right now on November 5th. This episode won't be out till.
Oh, that's right, you and Josh.
12th. Yeah. So Josh and I's episode is already out.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I already told. Yeah, everybody's already heard about it. I had some weird things happen, but we're looking for something a lot crazier. So, hey, anybody who's seeing this right now, if you have a ghost story you'd like to share or a cryptid story, we'd love to hear it. And if you're in Michigan and you know of a haunted location, let me know. Maybe we've done the Stimson Hospital, the USS Edson, the Dundee Mill, Fort Wayne in Detroit, the Randolph Asylum in Indiana. Shit. And like 2 others that I am.
Well, you did the one that was at the house that was kind of off the
private investigation. Yeah.
And then
private residence.
Yeah. I think there is one more. I'm not thinking.
There's one more I can't think of right now.
Yeah.
Fuck. Actually, technically, I've done 2 private residences, but so yeah, if you could think of any, if you know any private residences that are haunted that want to get checked out or whatever, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I mean, I think we'll wrap this one up. We do have quite a bit more coming before the end of the year, so buckle up, people. It's about to get crazy. Shit. Yeah. Fuck. So right here. Cheers. You got a drink?
Oh man, I literally
finished it.
Polished everything off, but yeah, here we go.
Fucking A, everybody. Thank you. If you're still watching this, you're my hero. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out any band that we've ever talked about or had on the show recently. A Fitting Revenge, Scream at the Sky, Bravura, War, Casket Robbery, A Suffocating Lie, Victims of the System, God damn it, Interpreter, Bog Wraith, Recorruptor. I'm forgetting the one right behind me. Fucking oh my God, I know I'm forgetting at least 1 or 2, and I'm so sorry if you're seeing this. I know I am. Interpreter.
Reflections of Flesh.
Jesus Christ. Shout out to Dipping Milk and Cookies podcast. Yeah. Everybody check that podcast. They do a great job. They do. I love that podcast. Everybody check out the Dipping Milk and Cookies podcast. And check out all these wonderful fucking bands that have ever graced us with their presence. And huge shout out to Scream at the Sky for that track. Holy shit, that shit was hard. Yeah. We hope to have them on sometime soon as well. And A Suffocating Lie might be coming back soon. Cannot wait to talk to those guys again. They got a new album coming out, I believe, on November 13th, I want to say. So everybody keep an eye out for that. Pre-save it on Spotify, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I guess that'll be Convalescence. Jesus Christ. Go check out the Convalescence. They just had a great event as far as I know. Everything went extremely well. So huge shout out to them for that. They're the fucking best. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. Shout out to all those bands. Everybody go check them out. Check out that podcast, and we'll be back again sometime very soon with a whole bunch more, as always. But until then, Aaron, raise your fucking horns and bang your heads. We love you all to death. Good night.